Now, when it comes to learning how to drive, who taught you? Was it the professional instructor, or like so many are now doing? Did you turn to your mum and dad? Maybe you're teaching your own children or your grandchildren how to drive? Well, the number of mums teaching their kids has apparently tripled in the last 20 years. Were you one of those mums?
Well, believe it or not, I taught my daughter how to drive. I know people think, yeah. No, I did, I really did, because I thought, I know her so well. I knew what her reactions would be. Roundabouts became a slight problem, but we got round them one way or the other.
Preferably to go the same way as everyone else.
Yes, we did try, we did try. But I kept saying, you go left, you go... But I got confused. But anyway, no, because I was calm with her, because I know her, I knew she would kind of panic. I just took it very slowly. She was absolutely fine. But I think she took after me, you see. She was a natural driver.
Here we go again. She can tell us what a good driver she is.
No, because I drove from the age of 12, you see. I got in a car at the age of 12.
But you're a classic. People always say that. They're usually the worst drivers, those people that say that.
That's illegal.
I know it was illegal. The thing is, nobody saw me. And
she was in a field, owned by a father.
No. We lived in a village, and I got in my granddad's Viva, and I drove it along, and all my mother saw was me disappearing out of a drive. I did end up in a hedge, but it was fine. It was fine because it was next door hedge, though. But so I knew she'd be a natural driver, you see, so I knew I could teach her.
Oh, well, you're a braver woman than me, because me and my older daughter, we can literally argue in an empty room. So I knew there was no way we were going to get in a car together and be fine. So initially I sent my mum out, so she went out with her grandma in my mum's little car. And we were out in the country, actually. Family album. But it was really funny. And I was sort of anxious. I was standing on the doorstep, and I came back. They'd been off around the country lanes, and they came back. It was a hot day, and they had the windows down. And my mum was just sitting there like that, and she had all twigs in her hair. where my daughter Ellie, as this car came round the corner, she was like, ooh, like that, and went off into... And my mum was basically in a hedge, so lessons. But aren't they expensive?
Oh, no, this is
prohibitively expensive.
Well, it's really expensive for me because I had 300 lessons and 4 tests. And
tests?
Yeah, and on the 3rd test, it was so funny because I came home and I said, "Oh, Dad, I failed again. What did they fail you on this time?"
And I said, well, your dad is...
I said, well, they asked me to turn the car around in the road, and I ended up in the same direction I'd started in. I want to make a complaint. This is not about your driving. This is about the sense of direction. So, I mean, I was such a hopeless driver that to think that my mum... I mean, I probably would have had... I can't even fathom somebody teaching, because they were just constantly on the brakes for me, so I would have had a crash first.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? When
it's
you
really
teach them yourself,
dangerous.
you haven't got the dual control.
I mean,
I
still needed dual control on the way back from the test that I'd passed.
You need dual control now.
No, I've banned... I've given myself a lifetime ban.
No,
I don't drive.
Because you've got one of those dads who does all DIY, and he's got a shed, and he mends stuff. I bet you he taught you.
He did teach me to drive.
Did he?
Yeah. Up to a certain point, and then I had driving lessons. But, you know, it's partly because it is really expensive. In those days, obviously, it was cheaper. But he was very patient. He was very good.
We knew your dad would, because he makes woodwork things.
He does. He's very... My problem was, you know, the whole thing, driving, got to change gear. Look down to change gear, steer into hedge. So he was always constantly doing that, keeping me on the road.
Oh.
But yeah,
I think it's a better way round to get the first lessons with the driving instructor and then do the practice. But it seems to be people do the first one.
No, bad habits. You've got to iron out the bad habits.
I think the best thing is to be with somebody you know, and then you go to a stranger. My mother wanted to teach me to drive, but the very last time I was in a car with my mother, I looked round and she was actually asleep on the steering wheel. And so I thought, no way, don't anybody ever go to drive with my mother. It's not always a good idea, I don't think.
No.
Not like you.
No, I've mentioned my mum's driving before. She's a bit cross that I outed her. It was apparently a family secret. Now everybody knows. Now I won't say anything else.